Two dads. Same neighborhood. Same time period. One dad, highly educated, PhD, government job, worked hard his entire life, died broke. Other dad, dropped out of school at 13, became one of the richest men in Hawaii. Same advice to their kids. Completely opposite results. This is the true story behind Rich Dad Poor Dad, the book that sold over 40 million copies and completely changed how millions of people think about money. And today, I'm going to break down the lessons that made people millionaires. Lessons they don't teach you in school. Lessons that could change your life. Let's go. What's up, everyone? Today we're diving into one of the most important personal finance books ever written, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This book came out in 1997 and it's still a bestseller today. Why? Because most people are trapped in what Kiyosaki calls the rat race, working hard but never getting ahead financially. Here's the crazy part, everything we're taught about money in school is basically wrong. Get good grades, get a good job, work hard, save money. Kiyosaki says this advice keeps people poor. So what's the alternative? What do rich people teach their kids that poor and middle-class parents don't? That's exactly what we're going to cover. And I'm warning you, some of this will challenge everything you believe about money. Ready? Let's break it down. The book starts with Robert's unique situation. He had two father figures. Poor dad, his real father. Highly educated, PhD in education. Government employee. Believed in, go to school, get good grades, find a safe secure job. Worked hard his entire life. Always struggled with money. Died with bills to pay. Rich dad, his best friend's father. Dropped out of school at 13. Built businesses and invested in real estate. Believed in, make money work for you. Started with nothing, became one of Hawaii's richest men. Left a financial empire. Same time period. Same opportunities. Completely different results. Why? Because they thought about money in totally opposite ways. Poor dad said, I can't afford it. Rich dad said, how can I afford it? Poor dad said, the love of money is the root of all evil. Rich dad said, the lack of money is the root of all evil. Poor dad said, study hard so you can find a good company to work for. Rich dad said, study hard so you can find a good company to buy. See the difference? One mindset keeps you as an employee. The other makes you an owner. And here's the key lesson Robert learned. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep and how hard that money works for you. This is probably the most important lesson in the entire book. Most people don't even know what an asset or liability really is. Rich dad's definition is simple. Asset equals puts money in your pocket. Liability equals takes money out of your pocket. That's it. Simple, right? But here's where it gets interesting. Most people think their house is an asset. Rich dad says, your house is a liability. Why? Because you pay mortgage every month, money out. You pay property tax, money out. You pay maintenance, money out. You pay insurance, money out. Money is flowing out of your pocket. That makes it a liability. But wait, you say, my house is increasing in value. Rich dad's response, until you sell it, it's not putting money in your pocket. It's taking money out every month. Now, a rental property? That's an asset. Why? Because tenants pay you rent, money in. Rent covers mortgage, taxes, maintenance. Property appreciates in value. Money flows into your pocket every month. See the difference? Here are more examples. Assets, money in. Stocks that pay dividends. Bonds that pay interest. Rental real estate. Businesses you own but don't have to work in. Royalties from books, music, patents. Any investment that generates cash flow. Liabilities, money out. Car payments, plus cars depreciate. Credit card debt. Personal loans. Your primary home if you're paying mortgage. Expensive clothes, gadgets, luxury items. The rich dad rule. Rich people acquire assets. Poor and middle class acquire liabilities thinking they're assets. If you want to become rich, it's simple. Buy assets. Reduce liabilities. Mind your own business. The rich focus on their asset column. Everyone else focuses on their income column. But here's the thing, you can have a high income and still be poor if all your money goes to liabilities. That's why doctors, lawyers, high-paid professionals often struggle financially. High income, but they buy liabilities, big houses, expensive cars, luxury lifestyle. Money comes in, money goes out. Rat race. Rich Dad tells this story. When Robert was young, Rich Dad asked him, "What business is McDonald's in?" Robert said, "Hamburgers, obviously." Rich Dad said, "Wrong. McDonald's is in the real estate business. Think about it. McDonald's doesn't make most of its money from burgers. They make it from owning the land under every franchise." The lesson? Your profession and your business are two different things. You might be an employee, your profession. But that doesn't mean you can't build your own business, your assets. Rich Dad says, keep your day job, but start minding your own business. Build your asset column. What does this mean practically? While you work your job, use your income to buy rental properties, invest in dividend stocks, start a side business, create passive income streams, build something that generates cash flow. Most people work for their employer, making the owner rich. The government, paying taxes. The bank, paying mortgage and credit cards. They work hard, but never for themselves. Rich Dad says, the poor and middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. Your goal isn't to be rich. Your goal is to be financially free. Financial freedom equals when your assets generate enough income to cover all your expenses. At that point, you don't have to work. You choose to work. That's the difference. Here's something they don't teach you in school. The rich don't play by the same rules. Legally. Rich Dad teaches about taxes in corporations. This is advanced, but important. Employee tax flow. You earn money. Government takes taxes first, 30 to 40%. You spend what's left. Business owner/investor tax flow. You earn money. You spend on business expenses. Government taxes what's left. See the difference? Employees get taxed on everything they earn. Business owners get taxed only on profits after expenses. That's why rich people pay lower tax rates. It's not cheating. It's using the tax code legally. Rich Dad explains, taxes were originally only for the rich. Then the government needed more money, so they taxed everyone. But the rich found legal ways to minimize taxes through corporations and investments. The lesson isn't to evade taxes. The lesson is, financial IQ includes understanding the tax system. Kiyosaki says there are 4 types of people in the financial world. Employees, trade time for money, high taxes. Self-employed, own their job, still trade time, high taxes. Business owners, own systems, people work for them, lower taxes. Investors, money works for them, lowest taxes. Most people are E or S. The rich are B or I. The goal? Move from left side, E/S, to right side, B/I. That's where true wealth is. Now let's talk about the trap most people are in, the rat race. Here's how it works. Step 1, you get a job. You make money. Step 2, you spend it all, or more, on lifestyle. Step 3, you need more money. Step 4, you work harder or get a raise. Step 5, your expenses increase with your income. Step 6, back to step 3. Forever. This is the rat race. Rich Dad says, most people are driven by 2 emotions, fear and desire. Fear of not having money. Desire for what money can buy. So they get a job to ease the fear. Get paid, feel relief. Then desire kicks in, they see things they want. They spend. Money's gone. Fear returns. Get a raise? Great. Now they buy a bigger house, nicer car. Expenses go up to match income. Back in the race. The pattern. Make $30,000, spend $30,000. Make $100,000, spend $100,000. Make $500,000, spend $500,000. Income goes up, but they're no more financially free. Why? Because they never learned to make money work for them. They only know how to work for money. Breaking free from the rat race. Stop working for money, build assets that generate income. Keep expenses low, don't inflate lifestyle with income. Acquire assets first, before buying luxuries. Increase financial IQ, learn about money, investing, taxes. Take calculated risks, playing it safe keeps you poor. Rich Dad's advice. Job is just a short-term solution to a long-term problem. The long-term solution? Building assets that produce cash flow. Most people never escape because they're too afraid to leave the security of a paycheck. But Rich Dad asks, is a job really secure when one person can fire you? Is that security or slavery? Financial freedom isn't about being rich. It's about having your assets cover your lifestyle so you're not dependent on a job. Rich Dad gives young Robert controversial advice. Work to learn, not to earn. What does this mean? Most people choose jobs based on salary and security. Rich Dad says that's backwards. When you're young, choose jobs based on skills you'll learn, not money you'll make. Rich Dad's story. Robert wanted to join the Marines. Poor Dad was horrified, that's dangerous. Rich Dad encouraged it, you'll learn leadership and how to manage people. Invaluable. After military, Robert worked in sales at Xerox. He hated it. Wasn't good at it. But Rich Dad pushed him to stay. Why? You're a natural writer and speaker. But you can't sell. Learn to sell and your income will multiply. Robert stayed, learned sales, then quit and became rich. The lesson. Don't be a specialist. Be a generalist with multiple skills. Most people over-specialize. I'm an accountant. Only accounting skills. I'm an engineer. Only engineering skills. I'm a doctor. Only medical skills. They become really good at one thing. But if that industry changes or their job disappears, they're stuck. Rich Dad recommends learning. Sales and marketing. Communication and negotiation. Leadership and management. Accounting and finance. Investing and money management. These skills work in any field. Example. A brilliant writer who can't sell won't succeed. An average writer who's great at sales can make millions. Most important skill? Sales. Rich Dad says. The world is full of talented poor people. Talent alone isn't enough. You must know how to sell and market yourself. Poor Dad believed in job security and specialization. Rich Dad believed in financial literacy and multiple skills. Guess which approach created wealth? Let's wrap up the key lessons from Rich Dad Poor Dad. Lesson 1, the rich don't work for money. Money works for them. They build assets that generate passive income. Lesson 2, learn financial literacy. Understand assets versus liabilities. Build your asset column. Reduce liabilities. Lesson 3, mind your own business. Keep your job, but build your asset base. Your profession pays the bills. Your business makes you rich. Lesson 4, understand taxes and corporations. The rich use legal tax strategies. Learn the rules of money. Lesson 5, create money. Don't just work for money. Learn to create opportunities and wealth. Lesson 6, work to learn skills. Choose jobs that teach you valuable skills, not just high salary. Lesson 7, overcome fear. Fear keeps people in the rat race. Rich people take calculated risks. Lesson 8, pay yourself first. Before paying bills, invest in assets. Force yourself to save and invest. Lesson 9, choose friends wisely. Surround yourself with people who talk about money and investing, not just spending. Lesson 10, master a formula, then learn new ones. Get good at one way of making money, then diversify. The mindset shift. Poor mindset, I can't afford it. Rich mindset, how can I afford it? Poor mindset, money is the root of all evil. Rich mindset, lack of money is the root of all evil. Poor mindset, play it safe. Rich mindset, learn to manage risk. Poor mindset, my house is an asset. Rich mindset, my house is a liability. My rental property is an asset. The goal. Not to be rich. To be financially free. Where passive income from assets exceeds your living expenses. At that point, you work because you want to, not because you have to. That's true wealth. That's freedom. So that's Rich Dad Poor Dad. Honestly, this book changed how I think about money completely. Is it perfect? No. Some advice is controversial. Some strategies don't work for everyone. But the mindset shift? Absolutely game-changing. My biggest takeaway, stop trading time for money. Start building assets that work for you. Here's what you can do today. Track where your money goes. Identify your assets versus liabilities. Start learning about investing. Read this book, it's worth it. Take one small action toward financial freedom. Drop a comment, what's one asset you're going to build this year? And if you want more breakdowns of books and ideas that can change your life, hit that subscribe button.